Video number 9. Notify the following institutions of your loved one's death.
Banks, financial institutions. If you share a joint account with your deceased loved one, you'll need to notify the bank of the passing. Most bank accounts carry automatic rights of survivorship, which means if your name is on the account, you have full access to the funds when your loved one passes. You become the sole owner on the date of death. Most banks will require a death certificate to remove the relative from the account. If the deceased person was the sole owner of a bank account, the bank will release funds to the person named beneficiary once it learns of the account holder's death. Many banks let their customers name a beneficiary or set the account as payable on death or transferable on death to another person. You'll need to show the bank a death certificate to get the funds released. If the owner of the account didn't name a beneficiary or payable on death, things get more complicated. The executor will be responsible for getting the funds to repay creditors, pay bills, and divide funds according to the deceased person's will. Credit agencies, to prevent identity theft, send copies of the death certificate to one of the 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. You only need to tell one of them, and it will notify the others. Financial advisors and stockbrokers determine the beneficiary listed on accounts. Depending on the type of asset, the beneficiary may get access to the account or benefit simply by filling out appropriate forms and providing a copy of the death certificate. No executor needed. While access to the money is straightforward, there are tax consequences to keep in mind. You will be responsible for paying any taxes earned by the account once your loved one passes. Keep in mind, the tax burden could be significant on a well-funded investment account. Social Security. If the deceased was receiving Social Security benefits, you need to stop the checks. Some family members may be eligible for death benefits from Social Security. Generally, funeral directors report deaths to the Social Security Administration, but it's the survivor's responsibility to notify them. Contact your local office to do so. The agency will notify Medicare that your loved one passed on. Life insurance companies, you'll need a death certificate and policy numbers to make claims on any policies the deceased had. Terminate insurance policies. Contact providers to end coverage for the deceased on home, auto, and health insurance policies, and ask that any unused premium be returned.